Welcome back to Geelong Harley-Davidson. Today we take you for a walk around the showroom. Before we head out the back, we catch up with our Master Tech Stiffy and talk all things dyno tuning.
Hey Carl,
What?
we're going to talk about dyno tuning. Anything you want to add?
I personally think our is the go. Fuck, he can tune them. He can tune them so they don't make it from here. And they use 2 tankfuls of fuel. So that'd be my tip.
Thanks for that.
Let's try that again.
Carl, we're going to have a chat with Stiffy and talk about dyno tuning. Anything you want to add?
Oh, good. Yeah, just make sure that the punters understand just because somebody has a dyno, a dynometer, doesn't mean they know how to do it. It's never been so susceptible to a correct tune. And it's not about the numbers. People want to get excited about big numbers. Well, if the horsepower's there, we'll get that. It's more about rideability. So, Brian Lennon, Jim Darchette, Geelong Harley. I'm sure there's others that I've forgotten.
How many was sold? Like 3. Come on, it's not the best you want, but then.
Stiffy, what have you got on the dyno today?
We got Carl's big old girl here.
What's the build? What's in the engine?
It's in the engine. Well, it's just a 114 with a cam that we've tickled right up. You know, it's making decent numbers, nothing too spectacular though. But in seriousness, 135 cubic inch engine. Got the new Scream Eagle 4 and 5/8 stroke crank in there that we've trued, welded, made it a bulletproof bottom end that it can handle as much abuse as we're willing to throw at it. We've got the pistons that come in the kit, standard heads that we've had worked by Andrew Hallam. He's cleaned them up real nice for us, but only the first gen of these heads. We do have something special coming with them down the line, so that should squeeze out a few more ponies. 68mm throttle body, all Screaming Eagle stuff, hand ported. Got a big cam in it. We've got the Star Racing full race, 615 thou lift, so very, very top end focused cam. It's definitely not for your average guy going down to the milk bar, but if you want to set some good quarter mile times, it's definitely the cam for you. Billet comp ramp. We've got a Barnett Scorpion clutch in it. The standard clutch just was never going to hold up to what this was putting out. It's they're a good thing, but not when you're pushing the numbers out that this one is.
So Stiffy, what is a dyno tune?
So a dyno tune simply is optimizing engine performance through data collection. We use the dyno itself, which is essentially a big fucking rolling road, but put under a brake to load it up to imitate a road. So we can use it to mimic outside conditions so that when we're tuning, it's going to be exactly the same in here as it is out there. We're using dual widebands to actually see how the engine is running, what the engine wants adjustment wise, which from there is transmitted into our dyno screen and put on these graphs here. So we can see, okay, the front cylinder needs this, the rear cylinder needs that, which will then make those adjustments through our software on this side. We mainly use PowerVision here, almost exclusively. We feel it's the best, we get the best performance out of these bikes with it. And from there it goes to the PowerVision unit, flashed onto the bike, and we repeat until it's perfect. Rightio, so we've just done some runs on Coles Bagger, gathered some data. We've got a few different graphs here. We'll start with the top graph, the top box. So we've got two lines in that. One of them's our horsepower, one of them's our torque. And the two lower boxes, we've got our AFR readings. Now in the pipes, we run our wideband AFRs into sniffer blocks. We've made them in-house. And that runs down to a Venturi system, so there's constant fresh air cycling through them, so they're able to get accurate readings.
Other than the air-fuel ratios or the volumetric efficiency tables, what else are we adjusting in a dyno tune?
So what else we'll be adjusting in the dyno tune is, there's a lot. One of the other main tables we adjust is spark advance. A lot of that comes down to data logging. We're looking at the torque curve. The torque curve is a really good representation of how spark map is. These dips and little bumps here, we can put some spark in, take some spark out to see if we can get rid of them. Another thing we pay attention to is knock for our spark map as well. We'll always be logging and then checking the knock sensors after a run to see if we've got any spots where it's pulling lots of timing out, and that will tell me straight away, okay, that area needs timing taken out, or we can throw a bit of fuel at it to see, because you can't always trust your sensors. Sometimes they say things they shouldn't.
So, Stiffy, what might the average rider feel if his bike possibly isn't tuned right?
It'll be a lack of smoothness. It'll be not nice to ride. There'll be jerkiness, hesitation, the power won't be there when they want it. A lot of things. You can feel a lot of things, and you're pretty good gauge that if it doesn't feel right, then it probably isn't when it comes to tunes. There's not much you can do with a bad tune to make it feel okay, and if it is bad enough, you can really hurt your engine. Running them too lean will lead to extreme heat inside the combustion chambers, inside the engine, which could cause, you could burn out exhaust valves, you can melt pistons to cylinders on the real extreme things. And the other end is, if it's too rich, you'll be fouling plugs, you'll have horrible fuel economy, and it can be to the point where the fuel will wash the oil out of cylinders and then cause them to seize as well. It can be quite bad. There's things like detonation and pinging, which you'll hear, and when you're trying to take off, if you're riding too up, a lot of load, it usually comes under a lot of load and low RPM, and it is uncontrolled ignition, and it sounds like someone's got a hammer in your engine slapping the top of your piston. It's not a nice sound.
There it is, guys. We hope you've enjoyed having a chat with Stiffy, talking all things dyno tuning. We tried to keep it as simple as possible. There could have been a lot more that we got into, but we didn't want to scramble everybody's brains. Let's let Stiffy get on with the rest of this tune, and we hope to see you next time. Cheers, bye. Do you want me to start?
No. He'll be feeling, oh, fuck you, why did that happen? Fucking